Edition podcast. I'm here with Forrest and Margaret. Forrest and Margaret. How are you guys doing today?
Wonderful, man. It's a Thursday in Pryor, Oklahoma that feels like a Saturday. Great music, the sun's shining. This days like today where it's warm but not killing hot and sunny. I take it 365 days a year.
Yeah.
We're making friends too.
Yeah, we've been talking about it all day. It's like you couldn't have asked for better weather for a festival. Like usually Oklahoma's very temperamental on the weather, and it's turned out really, really good today.
Yeah, so. And with a festival, you need enough heat that'll make you sweat. You know.
Yeah.
And remind you to drink some sunscreen, and pour some water on your head.
Yeah, for sure.
So you want to tell them a little bit about yourself, kind of what you do?
Yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter and an enthusiastic dancer, playing in my heroes, John Prine. And Margaret and I put out a debut album last August, 2022, that we recorded in Norman, Oklahoma with the great Wes Sharon of 115 Recording. And actually Turnpike's playing this festival on Saturday, and Ryan Engelman played all the pedal steel and electric guitar on that album. And in the last year, Mark and I have played damn near 200 shows, so we just live out on the road and write songs about drunk uncles and wise waitresses and tattooed trailer park lovers, stuff like that.
Well, it sounds like a great mix.
Jim came up to me and he's like, you gotta hear this guy. He's the next John Prine. I'm like, sold.
Exactly.
You got me,
man. Yeah. John Prine is just such an inspiration because he wrote hopeful songs and had such an empathetic view on the human condition.
Yeah.
There's just I always say, like, when we're playing, and if we do a Prine cover, it's like you'll punch less holes in the wall the more you listen to John Prine. And I love sad songs, and sad songs make you feel good sometimes, and you need those, but I really like celebrating, Tuesdays and the joy of the great gosh dang it of getting to be here at all. And I feel like Prine was the best at that.
I just added a new, or the most recent John Prine song I've added to my library is I Remember Everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm loving that song recently.
His 2018 album, too. Or actually, that might come out with a single.
Yeah, 20 or something like that, maybe?
Yeah.
19 or 20?
The last song he put out, anyway. Tree of Forgiveness was 2018, maybe. But that song it will give you chills because he passed away that year, too. And it's just kind of recounting. And again, like, what a song of gratitude, too. Like, he just goes through all the little things that made his life.
So you've been out on the road with JR a little bit?
Margaret's an excellent fiddle
player.
Fiddle Lynn. And I did a little tour managing with JR, and it's been a joy. We've met up with him. I think you've done probably 12 shows with him this year.
Yeah, this calendar year. Played with him for the first time last year, and we've known him for a couple of years through mutual friends and different festivals that we played. And that's the great thing about being out on the road is, if you road dog it, the world is small and getting smaller, and the folks you meet, and you get sent to school as a player. I've gotten to play with some really awesome people, and JR included, and it makes me a better player in our duo, and it's what brought us here today too. So we started it off on the Neon Moon stage. And, it's an honor to be up there playing songs that I dig. I think it's quite a time.
Hey guys, we want to tell you a little bit about Deadwake Archery Innovations. They got all kinds of awesome stuff. They create their very own custom designed CNC milled bows, and they do all kinds of crazy colors with the anodization. And you want to tell them a little bit more?
Yeah, so it is a Oklahoma State graduate. They're in Kansas, Oklahoma is where they're established. They do some great stuff, great killing machines for the water, honestly. And just go check them out. Thank you so much for Deadwake Archery Innovation for sponsoring this.
It's quite a time that we have right now where it's like we get to play the music that we like. It's like, and there's people out there singing along and cheering along. And
today was sweet.
I know somewhere along the way I probably sent you an email. I've been trying to get JR for months, and I have scoured every email, every email address out there.
They don't trust me with emails, but
but
I'll tell him.
Well, I think we got it worked out earlier, so just ignore that email.
Yeah, and he's just it's been a joy getting to meet kindred spirits and folks who give a damn about songs as well. And JR, you know, has such a deep knowledge of obscure singer-songwriters that I love, and sings like an angel. And
For sure.
He's one to know.
So a question for you. So as a fiddle player, I think everybody especially whenever I admire people that play fiddle, because I know it's such a hard instrument to play. So growing up, how did you go about I want to start playing this instrument even though it's a hard thing to do?
Yeah, I was lucky to start in school very much as just like a music program enrichment. It was, do it to learn something different. But I didn't sing for the longest time. My mom has a beautiful voice. My sisters are beautiful singers. And it's such a vocal instrument. And I used it a lot as a substitute for my voice. Mm-hmm. And that's where I landed on it. It's like, came back to Missouri as an adult and realized there's such a rich fiddle tradition there, but you got to learn it from a person. It's like I was very much used to reading notes off a piece of paper and listening along to songs that I really loved. And I think that's kind of where I've landed. And what I really appreciate about Forrest songs is they're scrappy and they leave space for melody and harmony, where I feel like I can fit in without burning the barn down by any means.
Yeah, Mar makes everything sound better than before she played on it. But also, God bless parents of fiddle players as well, because that is one that leaves no room for mistake.
So I have
it talks back to you.
So I have basically one of every instrument. I've tried to play a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But the fiddle has eluded me the entire time.
Yeah.
So I know this guy who's he's like 97 or something, and he builds fiddles still.
Yes, sir.
So he built me one, and he's like, next time I see you, I want to see you playing it. So I messed around with it a little bit. And back in Stillwater, I have a roommate, and I'm not allowed to play it when he's home.
See, Tom, don't you have some errands to run?
I need to practice up. You need to head out. So.
What's the name of the man who made your fiddle?
Arnold Lane.
Killer. Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Bentonville, Arkansas.
Killer. Yeah,
So.
being in the heartland and west of the Mississippi, there's so many great makers and players, especially
in the Ozarks too.
Yeah.
All along the rivers. Yeah, my fiddle was built by a man named Billy Lee. It's made out of wood that was grown in Missouri. It actually has a sister instrument. Do you have a mandolin?
Yes, I do.
The mandolin is calling to me. I have a sister instrument that's built out of the same wood as my fiddle, and it's been yearning for its home.
The mandolin has always been my favorite instrument to listen to.
Yeah.
I love the way a mandolin sounds.
Yeah. Do you like dancing? Do you like jigging?
I can't dance at all, but
it's a very jiggy.
Yeah.
Now that you said you have one of every instrument, I just want to keep listing off instruments that I wonder if
that may be a little bit extreme, but
a harp.
no harp.
No
harps. I have a banjo. I have used to have a steel guitar. I build electric guitars, so I have
killer.
a plethora of electric guitars, acoustic guitars, mandolin, fiddle, piano, drums.
Wonderful.
Harmonicas, if that counts.
Yeah, absolutely it does, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, the roommates don't love to hear the practice sessions.
What do you model your electric guitars off of? What's kind of
mainly
your favorite?
Telecasters.
Cool.
I'm a huge fan of the Telecaster style, but I've kind of tweaked it a little bit to some stuff that I like.
Sweet.
And so, yeah, I just actually back in March built one for Toby Keith.
Damn, congrats,
Thank
man.
you. Yeah. It was awesome. It was
And
really
also an
awesome.
Oklahoman, too.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Seth Lee Jones? He's a Tulsa cat. Actually, Matt, who plays drums for JR, he plays with Seth Lee Jones at a place called The Colony on Thursday nights, and he builds guitars. And kind of his signature guitar, at The Colony there's a picture of this guitar, and it's a telly style, but the thing's just heavy, and the neck looks like a 2x4. But man, I've seen very few people who can change a room with their playing like he can.
Yeah. What are they called?
Seth Lee Jones.
Is that
yeah,
what he
it's
calls
a trio.
his guitars?
I don't know. I'm sure you could find it on Instagram, but just a hell of a player. So So if any folks are in Tulsa, or you all find yourself in Tulsa on a Thursday night, go to the Colony.
Yeah, I've heard of that place. I don't know who
Yeah.
from, but I've definitely heard of the Colony.
It's a great joint. I mean, it's small, and there's an outdoor area up front where everybody hangs out in between sets. And if you stay there late enough, a tamale truck rolls up. It doesn't advertise, but you'll know. Because people start flocking to the passenger door.
You'll know when the tamale band
Yeah,
comes.
so that's a tip we got from an all-time great Oklahoma musician, Jared Tyler, who we were hanging out with him. He was like, you got any money? He was like, I'll be right back.
Do you guys have any, what are your hobbies outside of music?
Yeah, running around. We like bicycles a lot. Two
Yeah,
wheels, we like
ride.
motorcycles as well. I ride a Triumph Bonneville. And we live on a gravel road. And so we go bully my pawpaw, Big Forrest, who's 93, living right down the road. We kick it with him.
Biking. That's
Yeah.
what I, yeah.
Yeah, we explore
That's
the
most
Are
countryside.
you guys like, are you guys mountain bikers? Or are you road bikers? What are you?
A lot of gravel,
Road and
man.
gravel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just like to get out and explore. And we like food. We like cooking as well.
Yeah.
Mark's a great cook.
Well, howdy, folks. Welcome down to Bad Brad's Barbecue. Hey, stop looking at Gus. Stop it. Stop it. All right, folks, you see here, Jagger's trying to throw some cornhole, and he just can't get her done.
I just cannot hit anything today.
I see that, Jagger.
Man, you gotta have some bad brads. Play that crap when you're hungry.
Vernon always coming in clutch with the barbecue. Oh, yeah, look at that bite, folks. All right, Jagger, let's see it. Look at that, right in the hole.
Bad Brads, where you can't help but be good.
Like Jagger said, folks, Bad Brad's Barbecue, where it's good to be bad.
Mark's a great cook. I'm a good sous chef.
I'm just curious, what kind of bikes do you like? Gravel road
Steel
bikes?
frame.
Yeah, steel frame. I ride a Surly. There's a great old rail to trail called the Katy Trail that goes straight across Missouri.
Yeah.
Hugs the river for most of
From the central part to the
300
east.
miles.
Yeah.
It's not too far from our house, so we can hop down.
That's
to
awesome.
It.
I used to ride a little bit of road.
Yeah,
bike
man, it's
sometimes.
good for you.
Yeah.
There's no better feeling than going downhill on a bike.
Yes,
it,
that-
makes you feel like a kid.
It-
you know, it's
yeah,
like
it's
there's
awesome.
something so primal about
Yeah.
just no brakes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also a great way to like roll through a town as well. It's a
Yeah.
perfect. You get your senses are alive. You're smelling everything. You're obviously feeling the air, and it's a great. You know, you're on the move, but you're not going too fast like in a car or a motorcycle to where
Yeah.
things pass by. Yeah, my dad rode bikes around town. He just didn't want to pay for gas growing up, and so I've always. That's kind of the first taste of freedom when you're a kid. When your parents start letting you go around the block on a bike, and then they stop telling you to only around the block and let you go a little further.
Yeah.
I had that same feeling at the farm with dirt bikes growing up as well, and just moving is really good for me, which is why this lifestyle suits us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, as Willie Nelson says, moving is still moving to me.
So you guys said you played like 200 shows the past year.
Just about, I'd say.
Are you doing a lot of headlining? Are you doing opening? If so, who are you opening
Yeah.
for?
Well, last opening we did was with JR in at the Basement in Nashville. Yeah, we'll open clubs. We got some clubs that we can go back to and have a headline show around Missouri and Iowa. But we'll play anywhere, especially when we first go to places. Like we talked about Stone Cloud in Stillwater, the great brewery. Breweries have been great. We'll play, house shows and libraries and any place where folks where you have the chance to, find folks to give a damn about a song.
Yeah.
But so we played clubs, and we played the big theater in Columbia, the Blue Note Theater as well. And Mark's a great drummer as well, and so we got a great band back home whenever it works out. But this last year's just been great, stretching the legs out, and being married and best friends, it makes the traveling easy.
Yeah, of course.
And so the duo shows have been what we've been keeping in the back pocket this last year quite a bit.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to see you playing fiddle and drums at the same time.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's gotta have a foot drum. And,
Yeah.
I've now
stick on the
seen
elbow.
probably in the last couple months we played with at least 2 or 3 people that have the suitcase kick drum
Yeah.
and like a toe tambourine.
Yeah.
It's tempting.
We got a good buddy, Kevin Dunn, who's just a freak musician on all accounts. And he's done some trio shows with us. He started playing some bass, But then Mark would bring her kit, and he'd sit down and start drumming with one hand and then
bass.
running up and down his bass with the
It's like
other.
hammering on.
And I was like, do we have to pay you double? Yeah.
So what do you guys have coming up in the near future?
Well, Saturday we're back up in Missouri, and we're actually doing a doubleheader on Saturday, and then we're coming back down to Tulsa to record with JR. And so we'll be here next week, and then we're up in Iowa, in Minnesota. We're coming down with Death Before Pop Country, and Margaret's they're doing a cover album of Smokey and the Bandit, and Margaret singing the Bandit part.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So we're going to do that on Wednesday the 27th, and then we play in Rochester, Minnesota on the 28th. October, we're just running pretty much the whole month around the upper Midwest, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin. And then Florida in November, playing in Florida.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, man, we stay moving.
Yeah,
I
that's
ain't lying.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
we'll meet up. We're doing Auburn Rodeo with JR in Alabama. Yeah, so
And New
thankful
Year's
for the
Eve
work.
in Tulsa, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, you always gotta come back for the good ones like Tulsa,
Yeah,
Stillwater, all those, right? Yeah.
we know our spots.
Exactly, yeah, that's
I
what I'm
love
talking
Stillwater, and I Tulsa and Oklahoma City.
Tulsa's
we play-
pulling at my heartstrings, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
It's
Y'all are.
very akin
Tulsa's
to
a spoiled city with
what we love.
musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Do you guys have any links you wanna plug? We'll put them in the description for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got that debut album out on Spotify and Apple Music.
Okay.
Instagram is Forrest McCurren.
ForrestMcCurren.com. All of Forrest's pictures are of me, so you'll find me if you look. But
Yeah, so go to Margaret's Instagram for pictures of me.
We keep our schedule updated there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the website's great for that. We got a newsletter we're working on, so if you want some love letters from us,
Recipes, music.
yeah, photographs.
There's nothing I want more than love letters
Yeah.
for Forrest.
Little
That's what I want.
Little poems.
Yeah, I want that every morning when I wake up, so I start the day off right. That's
The
what I
warm
need.
sun shone
All
on my
the
face in
sunny
Pryor,
side.
Oklahoma. I thought about you, Jagger. Sincerely.
I'm gonna clip that and play it every morning. That's what I'm gonna wake up to.
Thank you, man.
Well, we appreciate you guys sitting down
Thank
with
you for
us.
having us.
So last minute, but we appreciate it.
Well, thank you for shining a light on songs, and
Yeah.
it's y'all have a great community in Oklahoma, and it all is connected. So
Yeah,
raise
for
each
sure.
other up, and we're thankful to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, we can connect somewhere down the road
I'd
too.
love to,
Maybe
man.
we'll
I
come
think
up to
so.
Missouri. So.
Yeah, please.
yeah.
Mid-Missouri. I'm your guy. I'm your official ambasssor. I'm the official state ambassador for Missouri.
There we go.
If you find yourself in mid-Missouri, just ask for Forrest with 2 R's. And you'll either get me or
Find
Paw
him.
Paw.
There we go. All right, perfect. Well, thank you guys for coming.
Thanks,
We really
boys.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you both.